Wowzer.
Rumors have circulated for decades about aliens being studied, experimented on, or even collaborating with scientists. So if you ever thought, what really goes on behind the guarded doors of NASA's secret labs? Tag along, because the biggest secrets about aliens aren't light years away, but locked up right here on Earth.
How do you speak English?
In 2020, a shocking video surfaced online and left the world stunned. The footage showed a humanoid creature, clearly an alien, sitting in front of a camera. Its hands were tied, preventing any escape, and the setting appeared to be an unknown, possibly secret lab. Someone off camera was interrogating the alien, asking questions about its origins.
Are you a descendant of humans or not?
Its responses seemed strange, hinting at knowledge far beyond human comprehension. The alien even warned the expert about the possible threat of nuclear war. But is there any truth to those statements? That's what researchers are investigating right now. Glowing eyes. A local captured this strange creature sitting in an open stadium. Its glowing eyes were unlike anything he had seen before, and its features were those of a rare, otherworldly creature. As soon as their eyes met, it noticed him. The mystery creature then stood up and started running towards him. Luckily, he was far enough to ditch the creature and was saved in the end. Hilltop sighting. People in Saudi Arabia had a stunning view from the top of a hill when they spotted something strange in the distance. A giant, disc-shaped saucer hovered in the sky. The moment they saw it, they knew exactly what it was. A UFO. Just like the stories they had heard from all over the world. As soon as the UFO saw them, it quickly flew away, leaving behind a strange being. But when the alien noticed them, it vanished in an instant. By then, it was too late. They had already seen it. UFO encounter. A group of friends was enjoying a day in the woods when they noticed an unusual sight. A futuristic craft, unmistakably a UFO, was resting nearby. Curiosity got the better of them, and they decided to take a closer look. At first, it was just the craft, silent and still. But then, it opened. An odd being stepped out, and its appearance matched every alien description they had ever heard. Its features were unlike anything on Earth. Fear took over, and without hesitation, they turned and ran, determined to leave the area as quickly as they could. That was one encounter they'd never forget. Preserved creature. This video came from a secret lab showing a glass container with a small, odd creature preserved inside. Its appearance was weirdly similar to descriptions of aliens. Beneath the container was a label written in a different language, offering more details about the creature. The information hinted at things far beyond what we knew, sparking much speculation about what's really going on behind the scenes. Unlikely friendship. You've probably seen people talking to each other, but what about this? A clip shared online showed a man talking to a humanoid being, but not just any being. This one was one of the rarest. The two weren't just talking, they actually shook hands and appeared to know each other well. This video sparked a lot of debate. Many people called it proof of humans being connected with aliens in ways we don't fully understand. Some even speculated that the humanoid was from NASA. suggesting there's more going on behind the scenes than anyone realizes. Unexpected encounter. These homeowners were startled one evening by strange voices coming from outside their house. Curiosity got the best of them, and they decided to open the window to investigate. But as soon as they did, a weird creature appeared out of nowhere and punched one of them in the face. For just a brief moment, they saw the creature clearly. Its features were unmistakable. It was none other than the infamous otherworldly being that had been reported in so many sightings. In a flash, the creature vanished, leaving the homeowners in shock, unsure of what they had just experienced. Beach sighting. While enjoying their vacation by the beach, a family noticed an odd thing in the sky. At first, they thought it might be a drone, but as it got closer, they realized it was much bigger, a UFO. But that wasn't all. Standing in front of a tree was a humanoid being, completely still. One of the tourists, driven by curiosity, decided to approach. As he got closer, the alien reached out and placed its finger on his head, as if it were controlling him. Something they had heard aliens were known to do. Shaken, the man stepped back, and as the family walked away, they realized this was only the beginning of things that they couldn't control. Escape unseen. A homeowner in Kentucky installed CCTV cameras for security, but what they caught was terrifying. Late one evening, the footage revealed a moving being outside the house. It looked humanoid but strange. It wasn't walking on four, but was strangely crouching. What made it even stranger was the nearby science lab. It seemed as though the being had escaped from there and was now wandering aimlessly. Apollo 11 Encounter. During the historic Apollo 11 mission, strange footage surfaced, revealing something unexpected. The camera, capturing distant views on the moon's surface, recorded a tall, skinny being moving in the background. Unlike other encounters, this one wasn't in the woods or a lab. It was far from Earth, on another celestial body. The astronaut didn't notice the figure at the time, and luckily, it never seemed to spot the camera. What was it doing there? Was it merely passing by, or was there more to its presence? Lab secrets. This video might give a glimpse of what's really inside Area 51. It's said to have been recorded in one of the secret labs there. On a metal table lay a small, skinny creature. It didn't look human. Scientists appeared to be running tests, and the alien's condition seemed poor, almost as if it was struggling to survive. There have been no official reports, but according to one anonymous man online, this alien was what experts retrieved from a UFO crash. It cannot speak, yet they are doing their best to reveal the hidden facts about its species. Hidden figures. This hiker noticed some people burying some strange jar in the woods, so he decided to examine the place. He got lucky and found a box and 2 jars filled with slimy water, but the real shock was inside. Opening the first jar, he saw a lifeless humanoid figure, an alien replica. In the second jar was another alien, this one with a larger head. It could be possible that the aliens were real and the people who buried them wanted to hide them from researchers, since with them, everything is classified, because why else would someone want to hide them? Forest encounter. This abandoned house was found in the deep forest. It looked like it had been shut for years, but just as the man got closer, an unusual sight caught his eye. Standing near the house was a being with a large skull, pitch black eyes, and a body that matched descriptions of creatures from other planets. The sight was so overwhelming that he didn't think twice. He turned and ran as fast as he could, leaving the weird figure behind. Lab discovery. If the worker in the secret lab hadn't recorded that video, we might have never known the truth. The video showed an unknown facility, and on a surgical bed lay a strange being. Its strange body and unsettling appearance made it look completely otherworldly. Later on the clip, the man showed how there was another alien placed inside a glass enclosure. It looked like the researchers were preparing for the examination, or perhaps they were preparing for a time when we would encounter these beings, so we would know what to expect. Secret lab footage. A disturbing video began circulating online. It showed an odd being in an unknown place. Considering the wires on him, I believe it was a secret lab. Its condition appeared poor, and it seemed like scientists were running tests on it. The most noticeable feature was its large black eyes, suggesting it was, in fact, an alien. Some speculated that the creature was caught by NASA and taken to one of their secret labs for research. No one was sure of the truth. Leaked footage. A shocking video leaked to the public stunned the world. Some hands could be seen placing a lifeless body inside a wooden box. At first glance, it appeared to be a human body, but when the camera focused on the face, it became clear. It was an alien. They loaded the box onto a truck and drove off, but no one knew the true story behind it. Some speculated that it was the same body from the mysterious incident in Brazil in 1996, in which people accused the authorities of capturing some extraterrestrial creatures, as the features seemed to match. The video left everyone thinking, what was the real story behind this strange event? Shocking footage. This one video made the worker lose his job, because when it surfaced online in May 2023, it took the entire world by surprise. The video showed a paramedic leading a patient towards the operating theater. However, the patient was not human. It was a being, unmistakably an alien. The creature appeared injured, as if it had survived a crash, possibly from a spaceship. Its presence unmistakable and chilling. It raised speculation. Some even speculated that it was the same being rumored to want to rule our planet. Whatever the truth, the footage left everyone stunned. Dangerous encounter. This video claimed to reveal a chilling encounter in the mountains of the Andean region, South America. Inside a secret cave, which looked more like a hidden NASA lab, a captured being was held. The camera person, trying to get closer, and was suddenly hit by the being, causing him to fall. This violent reaction made it clear these creatures were far from friendly. After the incident, the footage abruptly ended, and no one knew what happened next. Alien encounter. A strange video surfaced online, catching everyone's attention. In it, a creature sat calmly, and its appearance was unmistakable. Big black eyes, grayish skin, and features typical of an alien. According to some, the creature had crash-landed on Earth when its spacecraft malfunctioned, stranding it here. People speculated it might have been trying to return home, but the mystery deepened when, after being recorded, the creature suddenly disappeared from the site. Some believe it found a way to leave, while others think something far stranger took place. Whatever the truth is, the creature was never seen again. Unbelievable discovery. I never thought I'd see something like this. A bizarre video surfaced online showing an odd being with a huge head and strange features that clearly didn't belong to our world. What was even more surprising was that it was being offered chocolate, familiar to humans, but completely out of place for an alien. Some claimed the footage came from a secret NASA lab where the creature was being studied. It seemed they were testing how its body would react to everyday human food. But for what reason? That's something only an expert could explain. Mysterious discovery. On his way home, a local noticed a small thing lying on the ground. Curiosity took over, and he decided to take a closer look. What he found shocked him. It was a humanoid being, lifeless, and from its appearance, it had clearly been there for a long time. At first glance, it seemed to be a dwarf. A legendary, small figure often seen in stories as skilled craftsmen and miners with mysterious powers. How it ended up here, in this remote spot, was a mystery no one could answer. With no explanation, the local left, feeling the weight of the strange encounter lingering in his mind. Mummified alien. You've heard of mummies, but never like this. A video surfaced showing a figure placed in a mummy-like position, except it wasn't human. The figure appeared to be an alien, its body preserved in an unknown, dimly lit place. The unusual sight sparked debates. The alien's exact origin remains unclear, but the creepy scene left many thinking. Could this really be something hidden by authorities, or just an elaborate hoax? Whatever it was unlike anything we've ever seen before. Leaked photos. A video surfaced online, leaked by a worker, showing photos that were far from ordinary. These weren't photos of humans, but of alien species, taken in 2008. The images revealed authorities surrounding the beings, conducting tests on them in a secret location. The footage pointed to Rivière Rouge, where scientists had been running experiments without the public's knowledge. It wasn't until the video was leaked that people discovered the truth. The shocking revelation raised speculation about what had been happening in secrecy and how much more the authorities might be hiding from the world. The mystery only deepened with every new detail. Ray encounter. A hiker was exploring when he noticed an unusual thing lying in the distance. Curious, he moved closer and froze in shock. The figure was grayish in color with large black eyes and no other distinct features. It quickly became clear. He was staring at a lifeless alien. The area was quiet, and it seemed like no one else had discovered it yet. Uneasy, the hiker decided to leave, fearing that others might be searching for it. This was a sight he would never forget, and one he wasn't eager to revisit. Mysterious being. A tourist was on top of a hill, soaking in the beautiful view, when a strange sight caught his eye. From a small opening in the mountain, a tiny being suddenly appeared. It moved quickly, darting behind a nearby house and disappearing out of sight. The sight lasted only a few seconds, leaving the tourist confused. It was too quick to tell if it was a small goblin or maybe even a tiny alien. He couldn't say for sure, but he left it up for you to decide what he really saw. Cemetery encounter. A cemetery worker, doing his rounds in the woods one quiet day, came across a sight he couldn't explain. As he walked near a grave, he saw a figure standing by it. At first, he thought it was just another person, but then he noticed the details. It was a skinny being with black eyes, exactly like the one seen in alien movies. The worker couldn't understand why it was there, especially in a human graveyard. Could it be that one of the graves contained someone like it, buried in place of a human? The thought was indeed very scary, forcing him to walk away. Lake encounter. A tourist visiting the Lake of Ozarks in Mississippi noticed a tall, skinny figure slowly emerging from the water. 2 seconds later, another identical being appeared beside it, both moving in sync. As he looked around, it became clear. These weren't ordinary figures. They were aliens, and they weren't just in the water. Looking across the woods, he realized they were everywhere. His peaceful vacation had turned into an unexplainable, leaving him terrified and unsure of what to do next. Cave creature. While hiking through the woods, a group of friends came across a mysterious cave. As they stood at the entrance, a creature with a large skull and a terrifying appearance suddenly emerged from the cave. It made strange, unsettling sounds, almost as if warning them to leave. Though the identity of the mysterious cave inhibitor remained unknown, people called it an extraterrestrial that was left here to spy on humans. If that's true, just imagine the amount of secrets he has leaked by now. Backyard visitor. A homeowner began hearing strange voices coming from his backyard late at night. Determined to find out what was happening, he set up a camera by the back door, hoping to catch something on tape. What he recorded shocked him to the core. Through the window, he saw a being with a massive skull peering inside the house. It was the same terrifying figure described in stories, the villainous creature feared by many. It seemed to try entering, but luckily, the doors and windows were locked tight. After that night, the creature was never seen again, leaving the homeowner with a sight he would never forget. Close call. In Torino, Italy, a hiker spotted an odd thing in the distance. Curious, he zoomed in and froze in fear. There in the distance, it was a giant, disc-shaped saucer. 3 of its passengers, who were aliens, stood nearby. Realizing he was very close to them, the hiker quickly decided to run. Outnumbered and unsure of their intentions, he knew that getting caught could be a serious problem. With a racing heart, he made his escape. Unwelcome encounter. When a local went missing and the police could not find anything except for his phone, they decided to examine it. Surprisingly, they found this as the last recorded footage from it. The video shows the cameraman examining the strange figure standing in the bushes. The creature had a strange, slimy body with large black eyes. It seemed uneasy, but the moment their eyes met, the video cuts off. The man's disappearance was eventually turned into a cold case, as according to the police, he was abducted by the mysterious creature. Unseen visitor. While camping in the woods, a camper heard movement near the trees. Curious, he turned on his flashlight to see what it was. To his shock, a tall, skinny being appeared before him, unaware of the camper's presence. The creature moved silently through the trees, disappearing just as quickly as it had come. The camper, being alone in the night, had to make a quick return, but the footage he captured existed as a solid proof of the extraterrestrial world. Lost in woods. A couple had entered into the woods, but soon realized they had lost their way. The silence of the trees only made them more anxious. While looking for a path out, an unusual thing caught their eye. In the distance, a humanoid figure stood still, watching them. Its presence was very scary indeed, even though the couple couldn't make out its full features. Fear got through them, and without thinking, they turned and rah! What was that thing, and why was it there? Comment below if you know something. Unexpected discovery. One local decided to take his dog for a walk in the woods, unaware that the walk would turn into a scene out of a nightmare. As they wandered deeper, the dog suddenly stopped, and he noticed a strange being in the distance. As they approached, they saw a human-like being lying lifeless on the ground. But it was clear this wasn't a human. Upon closer inspection, they saw it was an alien, and what made it even more disturbing was that one of its legs was missing. The area was weirdly quiet, and no one was around. Fearing the authorities might get involved, he quickly left, knowing that NASA likely had answers to what had happened because there is nothing that enters our world, and they didn't know about it. Basement encounter. While working in a house, a contractor heard strange noises coming from the basement. It sounded like a wooden plank was moving, but there was no one down there. Curious, he went to investigate. What he saw left him frozen in fear. A blue humanoid being was standing in the basement, holding the plank. As soon as it noticed him, it dropped the plank and quickly ran off. The contractor, still in shock, realized the truth. It was an extraterrestrial being. Terrified, he quickly left the house and refused to return, knowing he had witnessed beyond belief. Unexpected encounter. While walking near the woods, a local stumbled upon a strange sight. In the middle of the track, sitting calmly, was a skinny being. It didn't look human at all. The figure's strange appearance, with elongated limbs and an odd presence, suggested it might not even belong to this world. As the locals stared in disbelief, the being's unsettling gaze met his. The shock was overwhelming, and without a second thought, he took a cautious step backward. He didn't want to get any closer, not knowing what this mysterious figure could be or what its intentions were. Unexpected find. A hiker was exploring the rocky hills when he spotted an unusual sight. At first glance, he thought it might have been a toy, but as he got closer, he realized it was something much more shocking. A small being lay lifeless on the rocks. Its black eyes stared blankly, and its features were unlike anything he'd seen before. Definitely not human. It was clear now. This was an alien, though curious and tempted to take it as proof. The hiker quickly reconsidered. The strange creature seemed to have a quiet mystery about it, and something told him it was best to leave it where it was. Hidden in woods. An officer recorded a shocking video that revealed the truth many wouldn't believe. Deep in the woods, hidden from sight, a humanoid being with big black eyes and a large head appeared on the screen. It resembled the mysterious creatures heard about in countless stories, but what happened next was even more baffling. The being vanished without a trace. No one knew where it went, or how it had been there unnoticed for so long. If this video hadn't surfaced, the truth would have stayed hidden, and most would have never believed it. Rooftop visitor. A homeowner was standing by his window, casually looking outside, when something unexpected happened. Out of nowhere, an odd figure appeared on the roof. It stood still for a moment, its strange appearance catching the homeowner's attention. Then, as quickly as it had appeared, it leaped away and disappeared, leaving no trace behind. The homeowner, now certain of what he had seen, knew it was an alien, but the questions remained. Had it been living there? And for how long had it been unnoticed? Creepy figure. At night, a CCTV camera captured an unsettling sight. At first, the figure was far in the distance, but then it appeared just behind a parked car. It was difficult to make out exactly what it was, as the movement was too strange to identify. The shape seemed odd, like nothing the camera had recorded before. Some people claimed it was an alien, while others thought it resembled the infamous rake. Whatever it was, one thing was certain: it was far from ordinary. Mysterious being. While hiking through the woods, a hiker stumbled upon a sight that made him freeze in his tracks. Lying on the ground was a strange being, its appearance unlike anything he had ever seen before. Its features resembled stories of an otherworldly creature said to roam the woods. Those sightings were extremely rare. The hiker couldn't help but think of a similar being seen in Mexico years ago. Was it the same one, or just another version of these mysterious creatures? One thing was certain: after that encounter, the hiker would never hike alone again. Mutated alien. A strange video surfaced online, showing a scientist holding a small being in his hand. The creature was dark brown, with oversized ears and a bizarre feature on its head. According to the scientist, this was one of the rarest types of mutated aliens. He explained that it had been found in someone's backyard in the USA. The sight of this creature left viewers shocked, as they had never seen anything like it before. The scientist claimed it was a discovery that would change everything. Watchful visitor. One night, a Ring doorbell camera caught a sight that no one expected. Standing right in front of the door was a strange figure, its big head and large eyes staring straight at the camera. It was clear the being knew it was being recorded, making it even more unsettling. The weird moment lasted only a few seconds, but it was enough to leave the homeowner shocked. No one knows what happened next, or why it appeared. Was it just passing by, or did it have a purpose? And if you know anything, please let us know. And now let us move on towards our subscribers' pick of the day. This is the story of a nurse according to which the Roswell conspiracy is absolutely true and terrifying as well. According to her, she was informed by a lab worker that something was going under the basement. And when she went, she saw this. There was an alien being, lifeless on the table. Shocked, she was hit by an overpowering, foul smell that made her nauseous. Luckily, she was able to retrieve the footage and left the lab. Staying undercover for years, she finally published the footage, and let me know what you think about it.